Michael McGerty and Paddy Gaffney bought a van in, I'd say, the latter end of July 1958. There was no wiper motor on it, so we, four of us, Harry Smith and myself and the two boys, we headed down to a farm outside of the hills, and it was a hen house, and we got the wiper motor out of the van. Mick McGerty took out the wiper motor out of the van anyway. And then we went to the carnival in Red Hill, pooled our resources, and after had a few drinks in the pub, we had only the price of 2 tickets, price of 2, 5 shillings between the four of us. So 2 of us paid to go in, and we went up, big crowd on it, and we went up to the corner of the tent and in the other 2 boys. I think it was that night that Mick McGerty met us now, his wife. So we had a bit of crack at it. It was August weekend, and holiday was planned. We headed for Galway, and in Ayr Square, the funeral coming through of the KLM disaster. The plane was after crashing off the coast of Galway, and there was 18 bodies recovered from the plane. The hearses passed through Ayr Square. We proceeded out to Spittle. And on the way out to Spittle, Tum coming the back axle of the car, they've run out of oil. The back axle. We stayed overnight in Spittle. We stayed a few nights in Spittle. The Gale took, and Paddy had a great conversation with one of the teachers and the masters at the school. They were splitting the atom.
Remember that, Dad?
I remember. We had a few drinks now. There was a boxer. I mentioned his name last night. I imagine it's called now.
Martin Thorndon.
Thorndon, that's right.
Martin Thorndon. He was a heavyweight boxer, and he won some title in England or something. He owned a pub.
That's right. That's him. So we went fishing, and the mackerel was in, and I think only 1 or 2 rods, and it was just full time taking the mackerel off and getting back out again. So we had mackerel, I think, for breakfast.
I know, I think the seagulls had them all left when we got up.
Yeah, we left the mackerel on the roof of the van, and you could hear the whack of them in the morning. Now, in the van, the way we slept, we took out all our bits and pieces, batteries and spare wheels and cooker, and we had a mattress in it, and we slept one up and one down, so somebody's toes was sticking into somebody else's mouth. That didn't annoy us anyway, so we spent a bit of time there around Galway, and then on the Saturday, after August weekend, we headed over to Dublin. Jackson's staff out was in Bray, and we went across the country to that. And I was driving in Bray on the back of the wheel, and I had no there's a lovely handbrake in it, great crack, but it wasn't working. You could get the tick of it when you pulled it up, but there was didn't connect to the wheels. And when I took my foot off the brakes, the van rolled forward, and the sergeant says, "And you've no handbrake either." So I had no stop light, no indicators, no tail lights, and no handbrake, and it was summoned and fined 7 and 6pence at the court in Bray. Anyway, we came home from Dublin, and on Tuesday night, Paddy and Michael went smoking. They were bringing tires up from the north, maybe border as well. And coming down there at McDonald's house now, where Corrigan's cars is, there was dips in the road at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And Paddy was driving and coming through up the road anyway. There was the gypsy's horses on the road in the hollow. And Paddy, when he come across the hump, there was the horses, so he couldn't stop. While up the front of the van of the horses, anyway, he kept going. Round at the diamond in the ridge, the back door was open, and they went down to McGerty's with the tires, and when they got to McGerty's, the half the tires was gone.
Okay.
So they turned around and they come back up the road, and they collected the tires, and they got the last tire. And I think these were, I'm not sure, I think they were truck tires at that.
34 by 7s.
What?
34 by 7 or 32 by 6.
I don't know what they were. Anyway, they got the last tire in the hall porch. So that was all right. Wednesday night, they brought the van over right up across the street there. We started sorting out, hammering out the modules and getting the lights and things sorted out. And Wednesday night was finished on Thursday night. We had finished, got a bit of type paint and painted it black, and we said we go to the pictures in Cavan.
Okay.
And three of us were sitting on the front, and Terry was sitting on the wheel arch on the left back, wheel arch. And coming up at the back gates of St. Paddy's, a retired Yankee. I was drunk as a monkey, coming down the road, he was going to Ballyhaise. So we thought to put the junctions at the back gates of St. Paddy's was the road to Ballyhaise.
Okay.
And he hit the back of the van at a 45-degree angle, and he came out, took the whole right back end and the back end of the van, and it hit the back gates of St. Patrick's Cottage.
Is that about right?
So the van was written off, we weren't injured, and we missed the picture. So that was the end of what we called the Black Mariah.
Okay.
The Yankee, and he was a fair boy, he was as drunk as a lord. And only I seen him coming, and I knew him. He was an 835 brand new car.
That's right.
A little car.
Who was driving that, Paddy? Was it you or Mike?
Oh, me was driving, and I swerved to the left hand side, up on the ditch, and he took the back axle out of it.
That's right. I was drunk as a monkey.
I was drunk as a monkey.
And sure, there was no brakes in the car either, was there?
No,
No, there was one wheel, I think.
the one at the front
There
wheel.
was only one good tyre on it as well, too.
Oh, look at.
And you were the electrician, and Terry was the electrician, and he kept the radio going on it. There was a spare battery in it and a spare wheel. Maybe two spare wheels, and that was the end of the Black Mariah.
How long did you have it for?
Sure, we must have had it for 6 months.
No, you hadn't.
I don't remember, Noel, to be honest with you.
No, not at all, Paddy. You had it no time. If we're doing a bit of smuggling of tyres, was it?
Yeah.
Was that why it was got in the first place?
Well, it was got just because it was cheap.
A 45 pound.
Was it 45? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Can you remember, Noel, who it was bought of?
He was a sweet traveller in Cavan. He was
All right,
slack.
Yeah, he lived there at a service station across from the town factory.
You mentioned yesterday there was a certain name you called them, the Doors.
The Black Mariah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a police van what they had in England with the Black Mariah across. That was the reason I painted Black Mariah across the side of it or something. It was painted.
The doors open out from the front or the back?
Yes, suicide doors, yeah.
Or suicide doors.
Why were they called suicide doors?
Because if you're going against the wind, it pulled them back.
If you're going the other way, pull you out.
Okay, all right.
That was the history of the Black Mariah.
That's and we live to tell the tale anyway. And there's
You were still alive.
not too many of us left.
What make was that car anyway? The Black Mariah. What was it? A Bedford, you said?
It was a Bedford.
Bedford, yeah.
But how would you manage with just one brake on a front wheel? I mean, if you were going
But
down...
you wouldn't be doing more than 35 miles an hour.
Sorry, you just pointed the car in front and kept going.
But there was no cars on the road that time or to that.
But you'd nearly have to preempt your stop ahead and slow down.
So you would, yeah.
Yeah.
We never drove into anything anyway. We got here this time.
No.
And how many tyres would you get into it?
You get 8 or 10 tyres into it. We used to make a $5 a piece on the tyres. The man that owned the company used to come with the son, and McGerty got to know him, and we just sent him down a few samples, and he said that'd be ideal. You see, they take the tyres off the buses in Belfast that time when they were wore.
Yeah.
When they weren't fully wore, do you know what I mean?
I know, there's still a bit of a threat left on them.
Still a thread on them, yeah. Up here they wear them out, but down there they used to do them different.
And had you just one customer for your tyres? Or
this remold man, yeah.
So they were all for just one person?
The only downfall we had with them, we had a few tyres that didn't pass the test. And Felix Kelly, we sold them to Felix Kelly to make trailers for Smith's Garage.
And come here, if you smuggled a bit of butter, who would you be selling it to?
I'd go around little shops up around Bellin,
That'd be local, wouldn't it, Paddy?
No, up around John, the lot down at Charlotte Bridge. John used to take a box of butter off us, and he'd run up the wood at the back of the shop. He'd run up there and he'd a place dug out in the ground. He used to hide. He'd be afraid of the customs coming and getting the box of butter. And everyone would come in for a pound of butter. He'd have to go out the back and up the hill. But he was a gentleman. John was a lovely man.
Lovely fellow. He used to play skits and stuff.
Aye, and fishing.
Yeah.
And he was a good. He used to kick.
Place for a chat.
He used to shoot pike with the gun when to be schooling.
Yeah.
Those were the days. Yeah.
And just for anyone that doesn't know, why was there a reason to smuggle butter and bread? I know there was a shortage here, but why was the shortage here?
And there were a lot dearer here because it was after the war, or I don't know what it was.
I was 1958, Paddy, and the war was only over. And at that time, there was no cars in Northern Ireland.
No, but the butter, there was always butter in the north. No, the butter was, I think you had the coupons for butter up here or something. Butter was twice the price up here, and we used to make a pound of...
It was a ration up here.
It was rations, as well.
The name of the butter, it was a yellow butter for there.
I'll tell you, the name of the butter was Fane Valley Co-op. Yeah, it all meant.
Would there have been farmers' markets or anything like that for other projects?
Not the hate,
really,
not the hate.
No.
Nobody producing their own, really, no?
No, you'd be producing it at home.
Just for yourself, kind of.
Spuds and a few vegetables.
Boylans used to sell milk over here to us.
Well, we used to get milk in Boylans when we'd have known when our cows wouldn't be milking. So the whole village used to go round to Boylans.
That's right, and you could fill your own milk.
But what would you get it in exchange for eggs or something?
No, you pay for it so much.
6 pence a pint or something.
Oh, I forget that. So that was the way at that time.
There were the days.
I love it.